Welcome back to the Team to Beat Miami Heat podcast, your one-stop shop for daily Miami Heat content. My name is Amir. So for today's episode, I was on Twitter and I saw that Bleacher Report put out a list of the top 5 most overrated NBA players. I don't know if it's an order of the most overrated players, but I will go through this list based on the order they provided and talk about it and give my opinion. So for the first player that they listed as the most overrated player in the NBA, they have LaMelo Ball. And I'm not upset with this. I am not a LaMelo Ball fan. I don't think he's a good basketball player. I don't think he plays winning basketball. Is he talented? Is he a good basketball player? Like, generally, sure. But is he a player that's going to make others better around him? Is he a championship type player? I don't think so. I think he's immature, and I just don't think he contributes to actual winning basketball. And he came into the league with, high expectations. And again, he's certainly lived up to the flash. Obviously, a really good playmaker, can shoot the three ball from like 50 feet away, but still super inefficient. Obviously, doesn't contribute to winning. He does have a mixed bag. Like, he is a talented player, but another issue with him is injuries have severely limited his availability. So that's a part of it. He's missed 90 games over the past few seasons. So that makes it hard for the Hornets to build around him and actually win. And it's been tough to create an identity because their best player keeps getting injured. And again, while he dazzles with no look passes and the deep threes that I mentioned, some critics say that he gambles way too much on defense. So he's not that good of a defender. He takes ill-advised shots, similar to Trae Young. I think Trae Young is better generally than him, but like a Trae Young, he takes some stupid, like harder, more difficult shots when he doesn't need to, and he struggles to control the pace of the half-court game. Like, he's a good, quick transition type of player, but for a lead guard, I think that's concerning for him. The counter argument of him being overrated in general is still saying that, like, hey, this kid's 22 years old. He's already made all-star teams. He's averaged over 24 points per game, 8 assists, 5 rebounds. Like, when he's healthy, he is talented. That's undeniable. But the issue is durability and team success. Those are huge things. Like, winning is everything. His team can't win. The Hornets have been a horrible team. If Charlotte improves, he stays on the court, that overrated tag can vanish if you could take them to the playoffs. If you can showcase that he is good enough to carry this shitty team. Obviously, he needs some support. He needs a better roster around him. But if he can actually help them compete for the playoffs, get to the playoffs, win some games, win a playoff series, then we could talk about him not being overrated. Number 2 on the list, and this is why I created this video, the most interesting player on here, Tyler Herro. So why is Tyler Herro labeled overrated? So Herro's inclusion on this list, in my opinion, stems from the disconnect of his perceived value in box score stats with his actual impact. So he is a very skilled scorer. He is someone who has become a 3-level scorer. He can get hot very quickly, but his biggest issues are defense, big time liability. Look at the playoffs against the Cavs, against the Bucks in the past. He is hunted by the other team. Darius Garland in the playoffs basically said, like, what's the plan? He's like, go after Tyler Herro. So that is one issue. His decision-making and playmaking, not bad at all. He's a good playmaker, but it can be erratic. He needs to improve in that area, and he still can. After winning the 6th man of the year back in 2022, I believe, he was promoted to a starter, and he's been a starter ever since. He's consistently averaged around 20 points per game. Last season, almost 24 points per game, and was a first-time All-Star. And he looked good during the regular season, but in the high-stakes moments, he's not on the floor because of injury. That's a huge thing. Yes, last year was his first time he played more than 67 games. finally played like 72 games or whatever it was, 75 games, which is great for him. But injuries have kept him out of the big moments. But also, he's just played poorly in the playoffs. Like he's averaging 14 points per game in the playoffs. Like he struggled. And players like Caleb Martin and Gabe Vincent have had bigger roles than him in the playoffs in the past when they were on our team. Those are undrafted guys. So I understand how you can say he's overrated, but my counter argument to that is also Tyler Herro is still just 24. Okay. He's never been the focal point of this team. He's always had a backseat to Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo. He's scored 20 plus points per game for like 4 years in a row on good efficiency. Like that's not easy in the NBA. Like I'm not taking that for granted. Like I will criticize Tyler when he needs to be criticized, like the way he performed in the playoffs in that closeout game in game 4 where he shot like 2 for 20 and had 4 points. Inexcusable. Was it his fault completely? No, his whole team sucked. But still, if you're going to be the leader now, which you are thrusted into that role with Jimmy Butler off this team, you need to be more effective and efficient. And he's shown that he can be efficient. He's shown that he can be a really good three-point shooter. He was getting to the rack and finishing at the rim way more this season. And he is someone who's good in the pick and roll with Bam Adebayo. He is a clutch shot maker and taker, and he's a improving playmaker. So that's like why I don't think he's overrated. I think he's rated fine. He's an all-star. He's a first-time all-star. He's 24 years old. He's entering his absolute prime right now in the next 2 or 3 seasons. And the Heat system under Eric Spoelstra is demanding, and Herro is evolving. Like Pat Riley talked shit and called him fragile one year. He comes back and plays 75 games. Like if he stays healthy, if he buys into playing a little more defense and also not taking some bad shots, nowhere near Trae Young or LaMelo. He doesn't take boneheaded shots, but there are some shots that, make you scratch your head, especially 2 seasons ago, where he would take some crazy fadeaway step back shots when he didn't need to do it, when he had an open opportunity. So if he can shed those moments, if he could play a little better defense, if he can elevate his playmaking, I think that's the biggest step now that we have Norman Powell on this team and some other guys that can score around him. His playmaking, his passing will improve. But if you can get up to like 25, 26 points per game, then you have to respect it. And I don't think Tyler Herro is overrated because not a lot of people are comparing him to the LaMelos and Trays, like those types of guys who are basically running the show for their teams. Like this is going to be like the second season now, but first full season where he is our lead guy offensively. So we'll see what he can do. Number 3 on this list, Jaren Jackson Jr. This one may raise some eyebrows because he was just named like Defensive Player of the Year last year or a season ago, not this past one. The criticism is definitely rooted in the limitations of his game, like not based on his talent. Like he is a 6'11" center. His rebounding numbers are very low. So like that's why I would say he's overrated. Like you're almost 7 feet tall. You have a good wingspan, but you're often averaging under 7 rebounds per game. Like that's not great. He struggles with foul trouble. You're a good defender, but what's good if a defender is not able to stay on the court? Like you need to be able to leverage your two-way ability and your defensive ability by staying on the court and not making terrible fouls. And so that limits his overall impact. Offensively, his post game is underdeveloped. Not many guys have a post up game in today's NBA, so I don't fault him for that. But he often settles for perimeter shots, sometimes to the detriment of the Grizzlies' flow. He was expected to take a leap when John Morant was sidelined, but that leap never really came. Like he has grown, he has become better, but he hasn't taken that leap. So he could be overrated. I think out of the 3 players that I mentioned, I think he is more overrated than Tyler Herro for sure. Maybe not so much compared to LaMelo because he is a two-way player. But again, despite these knocks, he's one of the best shot blockers in the league. He's a cornerstone for one of the top defenses in the league when healthy with the Memphis Grizzlies. He's also 24. He's still just 24. He's improving his timing. He's improving his skill set. The rebounding is going to be a concern. That's valid. But his switchability, rim protection, they make him a rare defensive unicorn in today's NBA. So if he continues to develop his offensive game, gets into the low post a little bit better, works on his mid range, cuts down on the fouls, maybe we could shed that overrated label. But I don't think he's super overrated. I think he's a good player. Fourth on the list is Austin Reaves. So why is he labeled overrated? Because he is. I think he's definitely overrated. Reaves has quickly gone from a fan favorite underdog to someone with big expectations, and I think he's solid. But like he's played with like really good players. When you play with LeBron and Anthony Davis, Luka Doncic, like these type of players, like obviously they're going to have to focus on those guys. You're not the focal point, so you're of course going to look better. Like if he was on the Washington Wizards or Hornets or whatever team as the lead guy, I think those teams are going to be freaking horrible. So he did have, don't get me wrong, he's a good player, but like he had stand-up performances back in 2023 in the playoffs. He had that Team USA run in the summer. But again, he's not a third true star. Like again, playing with LeBron and Anthony Davis, like those guys were great. They made him look better, in my opinion. His defense was targeted a lot last season. His scoring dipped with a bigger workload. He looked like a high-level role player, not like a future star or an emerging all-star or someone that wants a max contract, which is what he wants. So again, like if he was playing in Indiana or another team like that, like Chicago, we wouldn't even be talking about him, honestly. The counterpoint, which some of these points are probably true, but I still think he's overrated, is even if he is not an all-star, his journey from undrafted rookie to Lakers starter was pretty cool. It was pretty impressive, even though I hate the Lakers. He does have a high IQ. Like he has good footwork. He is skillful. He can get to the rim. He could finish at the rim. He has good shooting splits. He could hit the three ball. He does have the ability to create for others to a certain degree. He's already outperformed his contract value, but he's not the next thing. He's not the third best player on a winning team. Like that's all. He's a role player. He's a high level role player. I think he's freaking overrated. The last player on this list, I was a little surprised. De'Aaron Fox. I don't think he's overrated, but De'Aaron Fox, apparently the fifth guy on here. He seems to be the most controversial on the list, in my opinion. So he did have a all NBA, type of season back in 2022. Not many players can do that and be a multiple time all-star. It's not like he was just like a one-time, one-hit wonder, but he's helped the Kings get their first playoff berth like after almost 16-year drought like a few seasons ago. So he's had good years statistically, but Sacramento has failed to make it past the play-in. And it's been tough for them. Like since the last few seasons, they keep getting into the play-in, but they can't get out of it. They can't actually get to the first round. So some have questioned Fox around his leadership and his consistency and his efficiency and his ability to carry a team as the floor general to a deep playoff run. And his three-point shot improved, but still was inconsistent. His defense, average, not great, but still not below average. Given his max contract and his extension that he wants with the Spurs, is he truly a top tier point guard? Like, I think he's a good point guard, but I don't think he's like a top 5 point guard necessarily. But yeah, some of the counterpoints to saying that he's like overrated, because I don't think he actually is overrated. I think he's finely rated. He's one of the fastest players in the league. He gets to the rim extremely well. Like he could score and finish at the rim. He's one of the clutch scorers in the NBA. He's dealt with nagging injuries, but he's still proven that he could lead a team to the playoffs. He was an all-star for a reason. There's not that many great point guards in the NBA in general. So him playing with Wemby, though, we'll see, like getting a full season with Wemby, full training camp, off season. We'll see. The sky could be the limit there. Like he's still relatively young. He's 28 years old. He's a veteran. He's in his prime. So I don't think he's super overrated. So anyway, final thoughts. I think this list is bound to spark debate. And I think there's a few guys that are not overrated, like Tyler Herro and De'Aaron Fox mostly. I think LaMelo is definitely overrated. I think Reaves is the most overrated on this list. I also think Triple J is somewhat, overrated, somewhat fairly rated. So each of these players, they're talented, but whether they live up to the hype or not of becoming a possible superstar, we'll see. Anyway, thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel.